thousands of years ago. Some cunt did a thing. The descendants of Proco and Tiat established the Federation of the Galaxy of the planet Orga. Orga. Now, Belsa's evil alliance on Darius has resumed its aggressive invasion. Darius is fucking rad. Your stance? You will keep the stance same regardless of terrain and landscape. Are you serious? The stance should have always been straight on, and then you should have... That's so fucking stupid. That is so fucking stupid. The game should default to a straight on stance. I can't believe it doesn't. That is so garbage. Oh, I can see when it's one of the highest rated. Like, it's a like, in theory, it's a really good game. Yeah, this is Darius Twins. I've already died twice. That's fantastic. Oh no, I just lost my shield. I'm gonna restart this. I'm not happy with the start. Gonna restart. Any game that has a native rapid fire option in the options for a game like this is good. Fucking, alright, that's got a hitbox. Alright, there's no invincibility on respawn. That's a little shit. Darius vs. Chronicle Savior? Nope. Yeah, double laser! There was a game I used to have on PC that I used to play when I was younger. I don't know if it was the full version or it might have been shareware, but it was one of these sorts of games where you flew, it was isometric top down and you flew north. I can't remember what it was, but I used to love the shit out of it. And I'm really sad I can't remember it, because it was really cool. Slifeed? I don't think it's Slifeed. I'll have to look through, like, PC games later and find it. Oh shit, there he is. He's a big boy. PS1 Classics on sale currently at JB Hi-Fi, down from $150 to like $89. Still not cheap enough for me to own one. I'd only buy one if they were $50 or under, because they're shit. I could just go plug in my actual PS1 and have a better fucking console. Holy fuck, those things have a lot of health, those blue things. Woo! This game's hard. Ugh. Might turn that down to... Oh, it forgets all the settings. Cool. Might turn that down to easy. Just so I can get through more of the game. Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Like, why release a PS1 Classic in a substandard way? Oh, we included PAL games as well as NTSC games. Why? Don't those run at a slower fucking rate? Yeah, they do. Why you do include them? Also, the games that are American have a lot of slowdown in them and frame drop. Good work, Sony. Standard money grab as per usual. Holy shit, it's so much easier and easy. Easy is easy? No. That's what I hate about Sony, is they're very anti-consumer. They're... Like, I own a lot of PS1 Classics on my online account. I can only play them on a PlayStation 3, or a PlayStation TV, or a PSP. Why can't I play those titles on my PS4? That's fucking stupid. You know, or the the actual disc PS1 games I had. I could put those in my PS2 or my PS3 and they'd play. Not the PS4. If Sony don't make the PS5 backwards compatible, they're idiots. They're straight up fucking idiots. And it will cost them. Like, there's no reason that it should not be backwards compatible. Like, to be honest, if Microsoft can make Xbox original games work on a fucking Xbox One in 4K, there's no reason that Sony can't get their shit running. Sony just needs someone like Xbox's Phil Spencer in charge, so Microsoft won't screw the pooch again, dude. They're literally the person that was responsible for all Microsoft's failures is long gone. Phil Spencer is probably the best CEO in gaming right now. because he cares about gaming. He doesn't care about profits. He doesn't care about, you know, pushing console exclusives. He cares about video games and gamers. And that's more important than anything else. They don't have the same architecture, dude. They don't in the slightest. Especially the original Xbox. Quite different architecture. The 360 is closer to the Xbox One. But again, completely different architecture, dude. They've got similarities, but that's where the buck ends. If it was nearly exactly the same architecture, then you'd see every Xbox original and Xbox 360 game playable with no problems. They've got to make each game playable. They've got to port things forward and shit like that. Also, there's no sense that the PlayStation 2 and PS3 games aren't playable on PS4. Sony are a pack of lying cunts, dude. And that is shown pure and simple by them saying you need the emotion chip in a PS3 to play PS2 games. That's not true in the slightest. If you hack a PS3, you can play any PS2 games on it. No problem at all. They straight up lied, dude. They have software implementation for emulating PS2 games. They chose not to implement it because they didn't want to lose sales on the console. Originally, they needed the chip to play them, but they came up with a software solution about 2 years into the PS3's lifetime that they chose not to implement because they could resell the games. This is called Darius Twin. Is this one? Like, pretty much the whole PS2 library works on a hacked PS3 via software emulation with little to no problems apart from a few games that need major tweaking and stuff. The other major problem I have with Sony is when Microsoft fucked up at E3 and had extremely bad PR, Sony scrapped their whole E3 plan and basically changed it to shitting on Microsoft, which worked for them, but it was a really sleazy thing to do in my opinion, and I think very little of them for the way they did it, because PlayStation had nearly the exact same DRM in place as Microsoft. They patched it out of their console after the whole Xbox controversy at E3. And it was seen in the fact that if you had a launch PS4, that coding, the DRM coding, was still on the machine. The day one patch actually patched out all Sony's licensing and DRM. And this was seen if you tried to put a movie in or a PlayStation 4 game into a day one launch console without internet, it wouldn't work. It refused to load movies or games because of the DRM. And that was hilarious. It was so dishonest and so shit. Like, it's really quite piss poor, and I don't like it, to be honest. You won't hear most of it because it's old news. Like, it doesn't... It kind of cropped up at the start of the PS4's generation life, but, you know, it was patched out quickly, so it wasn't an issue. Why harp on and go on about it, you know? It's just... A new console launch. There was a new exciting console, so... It feels bad because we lost a lot of potential. Microsoft were working on a lot of systems with their new DRM that would have benefited consumers directly. But sadly, they handled it really poorly with their DRM and PR, and we never saw any of that come to fruition. They were building a family share system where with one copy of the game, either digitally or physically, you could share it with up to 10 family members. You could mark anyone as a family member. So you could have 10 friends that just buy one copy of the game and everyone could play it at the same time. This was a key focus in their new DRM, and Steam was actually building a system to compete with this. They were building a Steam family system and also allowing you to resell your digital games. But Steam axed this as soon as the PR with Microsoft went down, which is smart because don't hang on to any of that shit when the world revolts against it. I think Microsoft will eventually reintroduce it in the future, and I hope they do, because it was a really good system. It just, sadly, was surrounded by a lot of other really shit systems. Which, with the reaction to it, I'm sure they know not to heed any of that shit again. Like, the old CEO of the Microsoft Games division was a fucking idiot. He was a fucking idiot. When people said we don't want a console that's always online, he goes, well, the Xbox 360's there for you. Excuse me? You don't tell people that. Imagine that. Oh, here's the new iPhone. But, you know, it's a bit expensive and it's always got online. You can always buy the old iPhone. That's not how you sell things, guys. That's really not how you sell your new shit. Go away, giant fishy! Go away! Well, currently there's still a resemblance of family sharing active, and in the fact that you can game share with one person. You can mark, if I go to Gabriel's house and mark his Xbox as my home console, he can play all of the games I own digital rights to without me signing in. So I think they'll probably just expand on that system as it goes on. But lately, Microsoft has just been pushing the envelope when it comes to ideas, gaming, and everything in general. Like, they're working hard to bring the whole Xbox One and Xbox Original and 360 backwards compatibility program to PC, which means on your PC you'll be able to just play any of the games you own digital rights to, that are older games, which will be amazing. They're bringing Halo to the PC now. Microsoft don't care about the Xbox as a console. They view it as a platform. If you're on a Windows PC, you're part of their platform. They don't care if you're playing on an Xbox or not. And that's why it's really funny that people still push that the Xbox has no games. Xbox does not have the amount of exclusives that PS4 does. Fucking not even close. And the number of, like, titles, pure quality titles on the PS4 outweighs the Xbox One heavily. But the Xbox One is the better place to play third-party titles. It's got higher resolutions. It's got a better online infrastructure. It's just generally a better place to play games if you don't have a PC. They also have a lot of my respect these days because they don't do a Sony and just go around buying everyone out for exclusivity. Like, I'm a big fan of exclusivity when it comes to your own merits. So, like, things like Naughty Dog and stuff, you know, they've been a Sony studio nearly forever. They're fine to put out first parties. Whereas, you know, if I go over to COD and let's pay Activision $20 million to have COD exclusively on PS4, that's fucking shithouse. And Epic are doing the same thing. Epic are doing the same thing with their store. They're going around and buying out all the titles. And that's shit. That's not creativity. That's not fostering competition in the marketplace. That is called monopoly. The funny thing is, they started burning through that Fortnite money. And then Fortnite started dropping off because of Apex Legends. Sorry, Epic. You better fucking make that money back quick. The main reason Epic are facing backlash is because their launcher is shit. It's not shit, it's just substandard. It doesn't have the features and functionality that other launchers don't have. Also, the fact that 43% of Epic is owned by the Chinese company Tencent. So the Epic launcher is essentially spyware sending your data to China. Which, I'm not really fussed about data collection because most launchers and Facebook and Twitter data collect these days. But I don't feel like sending my data to China for one game that I'd play, Just one game. Like, the option to buy Outer Worlds is going to be on the Windows Store, and I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that option. People don't like the Windows Store, and that's fine, but the Windows Store isn't a launcher. It's a store. So I literally have to go on there and click buy, then I never have to deal with that store again, because it'll be installed on my PC. So I'm happy to take that option. I'm glad that option exists. And the funny thing is, if Obsidian didn't get purchased by Microsoft, that option wouldn't exist. So I'm thankful for that. That's also something Microsoft did. They purchased Obsidian, and they could have gone, Outer Worlds is Microsoft exclusive. It's only on PC and Xbox, but they didn't. It's still coming out on all platforms. And I love how Microsoft went to Obsidian and they sat down with them and they said, what's your dream game? What's your scenario? And they said, depending on cost and everything. And they were like, no. Money doesn't matter. What's your dream game? And that's how the Outer Worlds is, coming to fruition. And that's amazing for a company with that much money to sit down and go, money doesn't matter. Make the game you want to make. That's fucking awesome. I'm so glad that game's coming out. I'm looking forward to that game so much. I'm just going to skip to another game. I've only played this for 23 minutes, but I'm not going to be streaming much longer. I'll probably only stream for about another 25 minutes or so till about lunchtime. Then I'll jump off, have some lunch, and do my busy work stuff for the day. So let's stop playing Darius